Quite possibly, you could say that. That could be a take that could be taken out.
No editing.
This is a one-take show. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of The Golden Bachelor. Tragedy has struck. However, we are not alone. Today, joining us, we have our first ever Golden Bachelor review guests, Andrew Martin.
Caleb Bowman.
Welcome to the show. A lot happened in today's episode.
A lot happened, and at the same time, it felt like less happened than in every other episode. They started the episode off saying that 4 girls are going to remain and 2 get eliminated. 3 got eliminated. They didn't really explain what happened there.
Numbers were thrown around as very confusing.
Yeah, none of them lined up.
Should have come out in the editing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Shout out, not cutting stuff out in editing. So this episode, let's get the bad news out of the way right now. It is now just a one-person race for predictions, making it all the way.
Yeah. Ellen got a solid 4th place. I think she was clearly of the women that did not receive roses tonight, had the best performance, but she was sent home. First loser
Yeah,
of tonight's
first
episode.
loser.
I'll take 4th out of 20-some women, though. That's for my first ever time.
Yeah, that desperation play that she pulled off last episode was not.
Yeah.
That was just too early.
Honestly, the roller coaster play just wasn't it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
The
yeah.
roller coaster, yeah.
That was
a
also
fail.
tough. Oh.
So, starting off today's episode, let's get into it. Women sitting on the couches in the mansion. We find out that one of them is going to get a one-on-one date, and 5 of them are going to have a group date.
Yes.
Andrew, who got the first date?
Who got the first date?
Quiz question number 1.
The person who won. That's obviously Faith.
Yes.
Yeah,
Faith.
yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it comes down to, it's always Faith.
You gotta have
It's
faith.
always
have
about
faith.
faith.
You gotta have faith.
And I appreciate that ABC wanted to put that point across. It comes down to faith.
Amen.
So I wanted to make sure to put that
Yes,
across.
I am
here.
wearing
Oh,
my
really?
baptism new creation shirt for that reason.
There you
Cheering
go.
on
There
faith.
you go.
That is
Going
about
for
the
faith.
first
You
roast.
know, now that Ellen's out, I'm on the faith bandwagon as well. Faith's date though, where'd she go?
Oh, they shot it up Kobe style. Going on a helicopter date
Over LA.
over LA.
In the mountains.
Yeah, in the mountains. It was a very lovely date. The fact that they did it kind of surprised me, and then they ended on a yacht where they landed, and that felt like the most drama the whole episode. Other than Leslie and Ellen being bitter, was the fact that they were both terrified that they couldn't land the helicopter, which
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
They did land. They did not crash.
yeah, they did. They did succeed in that.
They are still
regard.
alive.
Yes.
Yeah, the season
Yes.
continues.
Yes.
Faith seemed to struggle with understanding that things that are further away from you are actually smaller. She misunderstood
Yeah.
that with the people
Yep.
down there. She misunderstood that with the yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good for her to have that experience in her 60s
Yeah.
to understand
Yeah.
that things that are further away are
Learn
in
about
fact
the
smaller.
depth percent.
Yeah. Not the brightest bulba in the shed. However, she did kill it on the state. It was incredible. Far and away coming out of this episode, she has the best connection. An exact quote from Gary: "Nothing could be better than what I am experiencing right now." In reference to the one-on-one date. It was truly magical from them.
And at the end, she got a rose, which means she is guaranteed going on the hometown dates next
Yes.
week.
A full 2 days before anybody else got a rose.
Yes. And now, 5 women remain, 2 will get roses. So we head to the group date.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to the carnival. Gary felt very much like, I thought, a dad in that opening scene. The girls walked up and he's like, "We're going to have fun today. Let's go. Get pumped."
Yeah, it was very pep talk-esque.
Yes.
He looks like he's ready for the grandkids in the next
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
There you go.
Prep.
Very true. A lot happened. They were playing games, riding rides together, and then we kind of started to break off into one-on-one conversations. And you could feel the critical tension rising. This is getting into crunch time. This is it. How do you guys think those one-on-one interactions went? at the carnival?
Well, I just don't think that any of them lived up to the date with Faith. Like,
I agree.
they all just fell short.
I agree.
After seeing that one, that being my first experience, I expected more, and they felt a little robotic. And it wasn't even Gary's fault.
Yeah. Big shock. Big shock.
I just want to give a huge shout out to I feel like everyone's now friend of the show is Susan, because
Yes.
like she knew she just wasn't gonna get that final rose, but she didn't want to take the ship down with her, and she just kept the
Yeah.
whole team going. And
There
so I
was
wanted to give a shout out.
never any drama with
Yeah,
Susan.
no,
she was a good player.
Yeah, she
She's
was
really
good.
big
She was a
team.
part of the
Classy.
super team, and she made it this far, which is impressive.
Yep, good for her.
Yeah. I would like to mention that Leslie's one-on-one I thought was exceptional. Far and away better than any of the other ones. Ellen had a desperation play, it felt like, and you can't do that back-to-back weeks. And then Teresa had one, and it just felt like there was like very little connection there. And it didn't show Sandra or Susan's or what's the other one I'm missing?
Teresa,
I said
They should-
Teresa.
Sandra,
Oh.
Susan, Teresa, Ellen, and
Oh yeah, that's right. There's only 5 of them on
Yeah.
the group date. My bad.
Faith already had a rose.
Yeah. Faith had a lock.
Yep, 6 minus 1 is
It wasn't
five.
about work. It wasn't about work.
Hey,
Dad,
man.
you Papa math. Yep.
Sorry.
Once again.
But they did 6 minus
back
4
to a
episodes
comment
earlier, and
on
they
the
turned
first.
into 3 roses. So I mean, hey, they messed me up. What can I say?
Yeah, I see. You say that Ellen, and it was a desperation play. It felt like Leslie's was also a desperation play, but it
Yeah.
worked.
She actually.
Yeah.
Gary, when it was happening, I was like, well, this is it for her. But then Gary's response to it, I was like, oh, she struck a chord there.
Yeah.
So I was feeling very nervous. I felt like Leslie was gonna make it, but the other 4, I had no idea who was gonna get that last
No
rose.
clue.
Speaking about Gary's reactions, can we just have a huge shout out to ABC's production team for feeding Gary those lines? throughout this
Yes,
episode?
yes.
Unbelievable performance to whoever that gentleman or lady was.
Probably
Outstanding
the
job.
same person who works for Biden, honestly.
Quite possibly, you could say that. That could be a take that could be taken out.
No editing.
This is a
Yeah.
one-take show. Yeah, but I will. Touches me deeply. Can't live without you.
Yeah.
All classic.
I mean, he had both hearing
Romance
aids working
lines.
well
Yeah.
today.
Yep.
Volume was cranked up.
All right, let's head to the rose ceremony.
Yes.
5 women, 2 roses.
This rose ceremony was actually really crazy because he was supposed to give out 1 rose the night before and did not. It stressed him out greatly. No cocktail party. I'm not convinced they've been in every episode.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, there was Faith had already gotten a rose, and that was all we knew. There were 5 girls, 2 roses. Leslie gets the first rose. This is to be expected, right? Leslie looks strong. And then out of what felt like nowhere, because it's back-to-back episodes, I thought she was gone, Teresa gets the 3rd rose and survives. Crazy. Sends Ellen, Sandra, and Susan home. Susan is a G the whole way through. Love her. Yeah. Sad to see her go, but
Yeah.
3 remain.
I feel like what would really help the Golden Bachelor, maybe just the Bachelor in general,
Yeah.
is if we had a time, like maybe instead of a cocktail party, because that's always felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
If we have a time where Gary gets to like hang out with the bros,
Yeah.
And get their opinions.
Yeah.
because Gary having to make all these decisions by himself, I think has led to some
Yeah.
poor, in my opinion, some poor decision making.
Yes.
So if he could get some advice, some input from the other guys.
Is that like a Jesse Palmer bro, or is that like an ex-husband?
That would be interesting.
Is that like an ex-husband of these people?
Well,
No, I would say
most
like
of the
his close
ex-husbands
friends.
are-
His
okay,
close
Them are
friends.
dead.
except for Leslie, they're like all dead husbands.
Oh.
So
Yeah, that would be strange. But,
Yeah.
Shout out
I mean,
to
I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. All right, well, let's move into final thoughts. We don't have much time left, so 1 or 2 sentences. Caleb?
Well, yeah, I after this episode, I'm just on board for Faith. She's my person. She's really Gary's person. I hope she's Gary's person, and I'm cheering for her all the way.
Yep. Andrew?
I mean, I have to echo that. All bank accounts have to be on faith. Faith over fear. Faith over works.
So, I'm gonna have to agree, as that was my pick. Faith is going the whole way.
I hope she does. I think Leslie has a chance though. And next week's episode, we're gonna go on the hometown dates, and it looks like he's gonna meet some family.